This is the bed that my hubby built when he was back in high school, and that was our cat Lily. So I'm going to make two projects out of each of the bed head. He wanted to throw it out, but I said no. Farmhouse white on here. I'm just going to now just sand it back and distress it a little bit, and then I'm going to just take a rag and wipe it all down and make sure that there's no dust whatsoever left on the bed head, because I don't want anything interfering when I transfer onto the bed head. So I'm just going to get on with sanding. So the transfer comes in two separate pieces because it's so massive. It's like 12 inches by 60, and it comes with a little bit of backing paper on it. You want to make sure that that stays on there until you're ready to transfer, because you don't want anything interfering with the actual transfer, which may cause, like transfer problems or things like that. You want to try and keep it as dust free as possible. That's why I made sure that this piece has been wiped down properly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just flip it over and start the procedure of lining it all up and making sure that it fits. And then I will tape it down so that it's in the center. I'm actually not going to, if you can see the border around here, I'm not actually going to use that. Only because it's just going to squash, like if I haven't got this straight, or I put it on crooked or what have you, it's going to look really off center. So if I was making a sign and the wood was cut to the actual piece, to the actual transfer, I would definitely include it. But this time I'm not going to, because I just think it's going to make it look a little bit compact, like squished in, if that makes sense. That's what I'm visually seeing anyway. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and line it all up, and then I'll tape it down with some painter's tape, and then I'll start the transfer process. I just want to add to, when you're doing this, you've got to just make sure that before you move that paper out like I just did, I just had to shift it across that way a little bit to fit the whole sign in properly onto the board. Don't apply, like if you've got it sitting here like this, don't apply any pressure to the transfer, because what will happen is it will actually stick, and when you go to shift it, it will rip. So I've just gently moved that up, and as you can see, everything is still okay, like it hasn't stuck. And it's really great. There's all these handy little grid lines on here, so you can line up your stencil, your transfer all ready to go. So I'm just going to finish taping this down so it doesn't budge. And then I'll just start at one side and just use the tool to push over the design. So as you can see, I stupidly overlapped this in the center, not realizing that the design was also going to overlap. So what I've done is I've peeled this back, and I've put this side, which I've started to apply, I've put this side down first, and I'm just going to continue on applying, and you can just gently roll the the transfer back and you can see if it's applying. If it hasn't, then you go back and you just keep pushing over the transfer. You'll get like a bubbling effect and you hear a bit of a crackle. And there's a bit of a knot in the wood just here. So the transfer is going to have a few issues getting it over that, but that's okay. It just all adds to the nice effect. So you can see it's probably a bit hard, but as I'm doing this, I can see it's like white here and that's still black. So that tells me that I've still got to push harder. Hear that crackling noise, but that's it actually adhering to the wood. Just pull it back, keep pulling it back, and let that one drop now. Do the second part of the transfer. You definitely need a little bit of, make sure you have your Weet-Bix for breakfast in the morning because it takes a bit of elbow grease, but it's definitely all worth it. It's just a really lovely transfer. And once I've done that, I'll probably just give it a really light sand, and then I'm going to seal it with wax. Okay, so now that that's all on, I've just run my fingers over the whole entire design just to make sure that none of it is sort of lifting up, because I don't want to come along and sand it and then pull off some of the design. And I'm pretty sure I caught all of it, and I'm just now going to lightly distress. I'm not going to press hard, I'm just going to dull it back a bit. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can just leave the transfer as is and then just put a bit of wax over the top. But you know me, I love distressed old things, so I'm just opting to do that on this particular sign. That's all done. I'll give it a nice wax, and that will really bring out the black in the transfer, and also the wood coming through from the bed head, and it's all done. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this makeover of the bed head using the Decor transfer. If you have any questions, feel free to ask away. I'm happy to always answer them. And I'll be sure to leave all the links below with all the products that I've used, along with the blog tutorial over on my blog. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I look forward to bringing you some more DIYs.